So good morning, everyone. Welcome to A Brilliant Businesses podcast. My name is Nick Bryant, and I'm super pleased to be joined today by Celeste King from 3D Body Contouring.
Good morning.
How are you? Right?
I'm good, thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. So you are a specialist in non-surgical liposuction procedures with over 10 years experience, and you're passionate about getting results. Of course you are.
Yeah.
We want to talk today about the new procedure you've got, which is something called the six-pack fat freeze, which sounds very exciting. Before we do that, can we just go back a bit and start and see how you got to where you are and with how you started the business?
Yeah, I've worked in the industry for many years, and I was working for a dermatologist, and she branched out and started doing body contouring treatments, and she got this machine in. And as the months were rolling, the results that people were getting, I was like, oh my God, because in our industry, there's a lot of sort of gimmicky stuff that sort of comes, it comes and goes, and sort of. But I was just really intrigued by it, and then I just decided I can do this.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
sure, I can do this.
Yeah.
So I took myself off and trained myself up on it, did all the training, and then I went into business with a really good friend of mine, a nurse prescriber, and we set up a business together. And she was mainly did all aesthetics and stuff, and I did all the body stuff. And as time sort of rolled on, she didn't really enjoy doing the body stuff, so she said, "Look, why don't you just buy me out? Like, just go by yourself." You know. Yeah. I was like, "Oh my God, like really?" And I did, and I literally set it up, and I started off at home in my little spare room, little box room, and I just built it up over the years. And as I started focusing more and more on fat freezing, I just started doing loads and loads of researching and sort of like, and when people come in, they're all sort of, you know, not everyone's the same. It's not like a one size fits all. Of course, yeah. So I just started focusing on different sort of people and different bodies, and rather than just sort of coming in and having a fat freeze, I just, you know. Just got really involved in it and just absolutely loved it. And then about 2.5 years ago, I just come up with this little idea, which was the six-pack.
Well, everyone wants a six-pack.
Everyone wants a six-pack. But, you know, and it's basically, I treat the whole midsection. Okay. So instead of coming in and just having your lower tummy bit done or your upper tummy bit or your sides, which is what I used to do, I was like, why don't I just put this all together? Okay. Yeah. So that's what I did. I just put it all together as this package, and pretty much everybody just jumped on board with it. Yeah. And because I called it the six-pack, I now have an enormous amount of men who come.
Of course you do, yes.
The ratio used to be it's probably about 80% women, 20% men. Yeah. And now it's flipped.
So it's made an incredible difference to your profit and your turnover.
My turnover's increased by 600%.
600?
600%, yeah.
It's that word six-pack, isn't it?
It's just
Thank God for that.
It's honestly, it's just gone crazy. So, I'm in the middle of trademarking the name.
Yes, excellent.
Because there are lots of other clinics who do freezing, but I just don't want them pinching my idea. Yeah. So I'm in the middle of trademarking that. And that should all go through soon. And on top of that, this now, because this is all sort of gone a bit crazy, I've always been very, very had a good relationship with the company who I buy my machines off. Yeah. For like 10 years, I've had a really good relationship with them, and they send new clients to me, not clients as in people I can treat, but clinics who have just bought the technology. Right. And who sort of need a little bit of help. Yes, yeah. They do all training, you know. So you go up to 3D aesthetics, and you do 2 or 3 days, you know, quite hardcore training with them. Okay. But it's a lot to take on board. I can imagine. So you come away from there, just like your head's just battered a little, and then you start sort of, you know, a week or so in, 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, you start training. You start treating your clients, and you're like, I can't. You know, and
so with the training, you've got to train on real people though, right? Have you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, but what I'm doing with the training at the moment is I'm going to be setting up filming. I'm going to be filming a masterclass.
Right. Okay.
That's what I'm going to be doing.
Oh, that's right. You said.
And I'm going to be doing all sort of like little modules as you sort of go along with all the tips and tricks that I've sort of picked up along the way over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm just, putting it all together so that clinics who have invested in fat freezing can sort of buy into this masterclass and, just sort of like, oh God, there's a module there. Oh, that relates to this and this, that and other. So, because I got the idea from when 3D were sending their clients to me.
Yeah.
And people were calling me up and saying, oh, I've got this lady and she's this shape and she's this size, or she's got this, and what would you do, and how would you do this, and how do you do that? And I was just sort of giving them all my ideas.
Yeah.
And this one girl, she just said, oh my God, you should do a masterclass. Why
Yes.
don't you do a masterclass?
Yes.
I'll definitely sign up.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was like,
Yeah.
why don't I do a masterclass?
Yeah. It's another part of the business, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's on the side that creates more.
And the great thing about it is I can sell it worldwide.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Because,
just people come to your website and download it.
Yeah, because I mean, fat freezing, 3D Aesthetics, they're the machines that I use.
Yeah.
Their machines are all over the place.
Are they?
They're in Dubai, they're in Brazil,
Yeah.
America. They're all over.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
not just like a UK thing.
And well, some people buy the machine thinking they can just sort of, they can teach themselves or go on some training, but still not really sure how to use it. It sits in the corner for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a bit of that.
Yeah, and it's also, you've got to remember that it's can't always be for everybody as well. There's sort of certain people there's different types of, it's going to get a bit boring, but there's different types of fat. You've got
right.
subcutaneous fat, which is the top layer. That's what we can treat.
Okay.
If you've got a lot of visceral fat, which is fat that's behind the muscle, that's the fat that sits on your organs.
Right.
That's the dangerous fat. We can't touch that
Okay.
because the machines aren't designed to penetrate that deep. So, it's as time goes on, when you're sort of treating people and getting different people in, these are all the things that you learn and you sort of pick up.
Yeah.
But if you've just started doing it, you might not know that, and you might shove the heads on someone who's not really suitable. And
Yeah, and that's why I said, you're sort of training on the job and on people that if you're not really 100% sure on what you're doing, then that's probably could be damaging. That's why it's good for them to come to you so they can learn exactly how to do it before they get going.
Yeah, and I'm going to be like explaining the sort of people who are like, don't treat these people.
Okay, right.
Or these people are all right.
Right,
and,
okay.
You might not get a great result with this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued actually how it actually works.
Okay.
Can you explain that as if I'm a baby, as if I'm stupid? Because I won't understand it otherwise.
Okay, so the machine comes with... they call them applicators, but they are like their head's like about this big,
right?
And they're silicone and sort of hollow-ish. Is the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
And you put these heads on the area, so upper, lower, and sides.
Yeah.
And what it does is it vacuums very gently. Doesn't sort of.
Okay.
Just gently vacuums the area up inside.
Okay.
And then it sits on you for 45 minutes.
Right.
Okay. So in that 45 minutes, the machine that I have stays at a consistent minus 10 degrees.
Right.
So your membrane, which keeps your fat cell alive, that freezes at 3 degrees, roughly. So at minus 10, it freezes very quick.
Okay.
So what it does in the 45 minutes, it gets through quite a lot of layers of freezing membranes.
Right.
Once that membrane has been frozen, that's the lifeline for your fat cell. So once that's destroyed, your fat cell can't survive.
Okay.
Roughly 3 days post-treatment,
Yeah.
all those membranes that we've frozen will have killed off all the fat cells, and your lymphatic system then recognises that there's something in the body toxic, doesn't want it there, so it gently starts breaking it down and taking it out with all the other waste.
All right. Okay.
So nothing actually goes in your digestive system or your bloodstream, so you don't suddenly get upset tummy or it doesn't really trigger anything.
Okay.
The only people who can't really be treated are people who've had any sort of lymphatic issues or have got autoimmune problems, just because it could just not make you feel very good.
Okay, all right. And how quick do people see results?
It can be anything from, I sort of say, a couple of weeks after treatment up until 12 weeks.
Right.
We base the breakdown period on 12 weeks because of all the medical studies that went into the treatment's actually called cryolipolysis. That's the posh terminology.
Yeah.
But all the medical studies that went into it, the slowest people took 12 weeks to break down. So, I base everybody on from day 3 to week 12, somewhere in that window.
Right.
But what I do is at week 8, I get in touch with everybody 8 weeks post-treatment to get them to send me some pictures to see how they're getting on.
Yeah.
I'm not the sort of clinic that, you come and see me, I treat you, and I'm like, oh, bye.
Yes.
Yeah, good luck. I want to know how you've got on, and if you haven't had a good result, I kind of want to know why. Because this thing, it works. It's a medical grade product. It's FDA approved. I know FDA approval is like an American status, but to get FDA approval, it's not easy. It's really, really hard. And these pharmaceutical companies and stuff spend millions and millions of dollars researching their products to get FDA approval. So the fact that it's got FDA approval, it just...
It ticks the box.
Ticks all the boxes. So I think when it comes, I don't know this factually, but I think when it comes over here to this country, it doesn't need to go through all that rigorous testing. Okay. Because it's already got it. It's already been done.
Right.
So, it's like I say, it is a medical grade procedure.
All right.
So if it hasn't worked,
you want to know why?
I want to know.
Well, of course, because you need to get it right every time.
Yeah.
So can we talk a bit about pricing? We didn't discuss that yet.
Prices start for one area, it's 175.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, and for the whole midsection, it's 350.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah. So it's not, when you compare it with surgical liposuction, that's,
thousands, isn't it?
But yeah, for a good surgeon, you're looking at $7,000. Anything less, don't even go there. Because you don't know who's prodding around with you.
Yeah. Well, these people go to Turkey for it.
No,
don't do that. Don't go to Turkey.
Oh my gosh. But even then, the funny thing is I get a lot of people come to me who've had liposuction. Yeah. Because it's really uneven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A lot of surgeons who do liposuction have fat freezing machines in their clinics for post-surgery because it's so uneven.
To even it out?
Yeah. Ah. Yeah, so I've had people come to me with all sort of lumps of fat, lumps and bumps.
Yeah.
And
you sort of flattened it out, make it all look even.
Flatten them all out.
Nice. That's really cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned when we first started talking that you started off in your at home in a room in your house. I think that probably gives you a lot of advantages because it makes it very discreet, doesn't it? And people aren't walking into a salon. That helps people there.
People, absolutely. I was really nervous at first because I thought, people are not going to take me seriously. Setting up at home But people absolutely love it.
Yeah,
they really love it, and they do. Especially where I live, it's kind of like hidden away. The thing that people love the most is free parking.
Oh, of course, yeah.
They love it. It's like, is it free parking? Yeah. So
not on the high street.
It's not. It's not. You're not sort of, because I know what it's like when I go somewhere for the first time, and you're all a bit stressed because you don't know what the treatment's all about, and then you sort of, where am I going to park and where is it, and how many hours am I going to need? So people just rock up at mine, and they park outside, and it's all. But what I've done now is because the business has taken off so much, and I've acquired like a couple of machines, I converted my garage into a little clinic. So I'm still at home, but it's not in my house. So the clinic's completely separate.
Okay. But they still get free parking.
Oh, loads of free parking,
When you have a client come to you and they're really satisfied with what's happened after a while, the word spreads, right, I guess. So you must get a lot of referral work.
I get a lot of referral work. I get loads of people, sort of friends. I think the funniest thing is the wives push their husbands in first. You go first, the guinea pig. Yeah. So I had I treated a husband, this is a recent one, about 8 weeks ago, and Monday, his wife and her friend turned up, and because she said, "Oh, I've seen his results already." So, she was rocking up to come and have it done.
Is there an age range, or does that matter?
No. Well, I wouldn't treat anyone. I probably wouldn't go under 21, really. Okay. I don't know. I just don't.
But older?
I've treated people in their 80s.
Well, because I mentioned my mum yesterday that I was talking to you. She said, "Oh, maybe she can help me." Yeah. My mum's 76.
No, it's fine.
Okay, well, I'd send her along.
Great. Cheers. As long as there's no medical
Okay. Yeah.
conditions like contraindications. You know, as long as you're fit and well, because although it is, you know, it's quite a dramatic procedure in what it does.
Yeah.
It's really safe and it's really quite comfortable.
Even though it's freezing, it must be freezing on you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you don't feel it.
You don't feel that cold.
Because you go numb within about 5 minutes.
Do you?
Yeah. And when I built my new clinic, I sort of set it up with in my mind of how people had reacted over like the past sort of 10 years in my house,
Yeah.
where, you know, when they was on the machine, they'd be on their phones or listening to
Oh,
music.
okay, just relaxing.
And a lot of people like just nod off.
Do they?
Yeah, loads of people nod off. So I set my clinic up, so I've got all lovely lighting and a heated bed, and I've got a television. I mean, everyone loves a bit of Netflix.
Of course they do.
I put
yeah.
Netflix on. I obviously
Yeah.
got a guest button because I don't want them going on my Netflix because they'll interfere with what I'm watching.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, finish off one of your series.
Yeah, I'd be gutted. So, but it's funny because I put the Netflix on and I said to this chap yesterday, "What are you watching?" And he said, "I can't remember what he was watching, Emily in Paris or something." I can't remember.
Yeah.
And when do you want it on? He went, "No, I'm watching it with the wife." I was
No,
like, "Can't be charging ahead."
You get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, but a lot of the time, because once people are on the machine, there's nothing.
I'm just laying there, are they?
They're just lying there.
Yeah.
I don't want to be standing there
Yeah.
staring. It'd be a bit weird.
Yeah.
So I tend to go literally just next door into I've got a little reception area and I work
Yeah.
on my computer. But I'm always sort of popping in every 5-10 minutes just to check in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of the time people are asleep.
Okay.
And some people really snore.
Do they?
Yeah, especially because
Well, it just shows how relaxing it is as well, isn't it?
because especially now I'm getting loads of guys in for the six pack. I mean, they're all rocking up. We get construction workers and scaffolders,
Yeah.
builders, bin men.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, you name it. And like they just like snoring their heads off in the room. It's
So
great.
those people coming. So have you marketed that on your website then? I can't-
Yeah.
is it-
So yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
okay.
on my website as the six pack.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, the six pack is for men. It's for everybody.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just you know, I run adverts. I do a lot of adverts on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
And I've got one that's called the six pack.
Right.
And then I do one that's called. It's just called for the menopause
Okay.
weight gain one, and
Okay.
then I do another one that's like a mummy tummy.
Right.
It's all the same procedure. It's just got a different name.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
so
Okay.
it just
That's the same job.
It just does. It just resonates with
It's
you
a
know
play on
people.
words, isn't it? Yeah. It's good marketing. Nice one.
Yeah.
What's the best thing you get from it? What do you enjoy the most from it?
Oh, results.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it when people get like send me in their results, and I can't wait to send them back. Oh my god, look, and they go.
Yeah.
And I think the loveliest ones is when I get because I treat a lot of brides as well.
Okay.
And there was one girl in particular. So I was treating her for a wedding, and she'd sent me a picture before of her. She was going for a dress trial, and the zip at the back was a little bit sort of bumpy and puckered.
Yeah.
And then so I did the treatment on her, and then she went for a dress fitting about a couple of months later, and she sent me the picture of the dress just going up.
Oh, nice.
Like, straight away.
Yes,
And she was
she's
like,
well
"Oh my
pleased."
god, like,
Yeah.
look at this!" And she said it just fits so lovely now. And,
Yeah.
yeah. And just people like, and I get them like men are funny that they just sort of like go, "I've gone down a buckle on my belt."
Well, it's important to us men, that
Oh
sort
my
of stuff.
god, I know, yeah, you know.
Means you can eat a bit more.
No, well you can because then it's more for me. No.
Yeah. And what about the future? What does the future hold? Where do you want to go with it? It's just creating these masterclasses, I guess.
Yeah,
Selling those.
Yeah, I'm focusing on the masterclasses. That's going to take me quite a while because
Yeah.
I did actually get it all filmed a few months ago, and I just didn't like the end result.
Okay. Well, you've got to be happy with the way it looks. Yeah.
Because when I do my marketing at the moment, I just sort of sit in my room and I set my little camera up and I've got my little microphone.
Yeah.
And I'm really confident, and sometimes I just do them in one take, my little videos.
Yeah.
But this time I had this proper company come down, and I had this camera in my face, and I had lights, and I just came across absolutely like I didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No, so I'm just going to do it myself. But
Yeah,
it's just a
more
matter
relaxed.
of just sort of putting it all together. But I've got it all in my head, and I know how I'm going to do it.
Okay.
So the future's going to be the masterclasses, and just sort of carrying on with what I do.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I guess it gives you a good lifestyle blend, does it? You know, you're not working every hour under the sun, or
no, I mean I do get crazy busy,
Right.
but I have learnt to sort of
step back.
Yeah, because otherwise I would never get out of my house. I work sort of 5 days a week, 10 till 6-ish, but then, I was doing late nights and I was doing Saturdays, and I was just getting burnt out, and I was just like, I can't, I'm only one person, and all the people who come in here have got their own businesses. So I'm not just fat freezing people. Right? Okay. I'm doing all my marketing. I'm doing all the editing. I'm doing all the consultations. I'm doing all the ordering. I'm doing all my accounts. I wear about 6 or 7 hats.
Like most small business owners.
So if I'm doing all that and treating,
So you don't want it to take off too much.
No,
well, you do, but you just want to. I get it. You just got to get that fine balance, haven't you?
Yeah,
you really have.
Yeah.
So, ideal client is any of the people that you said, but is there a real sort of sweet spot or?
No, not really. It's for everybody. The one thing I do like to sort of pat myself on the back for is I'm quite ethical in what I do.
Yeah.
And if a client comes to me and they haven't got a very healthy relationship with food,
okay,
I can kind of pick that up in a consultation, and I just won't treat them.
Right.
I don't want to take people's money if I know that they're going to leave me and
straight back to
and kind of overindulge a little bit. I mean, I had a chap ages ago. He sort of got off the bed after I treated him, and he said, "Oh, I'm really hungry. Can I eat?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course you can." He was like, "Oh, I'm getting a McDonald's on the
Oh, that's not really right.
I was like, "Oh, okay."
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I did sort of tell him off there. Well, not in a horrible way, but just sort of then, remember what I said before we started this?
Yeah.
So if I think someone's going to just sort of use it as a bit of a crutch to go and overindulge, I won't treat.
Well, it's not a weight loss procedure, is it, really?
No, it's not a weight loss.
That's what they've got to remember.
Yeah, because weight loss is all over, head to toe. What I do is just concentrating on an area, and it's inch loss. So when they're losing weight, they're reducing their fat cells down in size.
Yeah.
I'm removing them. So I guess my sweet spot is going to be someone who's coming to me, who's on a journey, who's lost loads of weight. So they've already shrunk their cells down,
right,
and then I'm coming in and I'm removing them cells, so that they're going to get a double result around this area.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I guess that would be my sweet spot.
Okay. So anyone that wants to talk to Celeste, I guess any advice as well before they go ahead, you're happy to take that call and talk to them about whatever they want to talk about.
100%. It's really tricky to explain on the phone. So I've got everything sort of set up so I can send people really simple information and pictures and a little video.
Yeah.
But then I do offer like free consultations. I don't. I'm not a salesy person, and if people come to me and they want to book, they can book. And you know what? If it's not for them, it's not for them.
Yeah.
The whole point of you coming is to make sure that A, you like me and you trust me, and B, you want to do it. And then if you find out all about it and you're like, yeah, I want to book, then you can. And like I say, if you don't, that's fine with me.
Yeah, that's the process. Okay,
yeah.
That's really cool. Celeste, thank you. I've really enjoyed talking to you. Oh. We spoke first about 4 years ago, didn't we?
We did.
For Brilliant Businesses, and your business has grown really well since then. But I really like the way that you've gone. You sort of used a marketing angle to call them all these different things.
Yeah.
And the 6-pack, fat freeze. That I can see how people and men can really jump on that and think, right, I'm going down there. I love it. It's really good. Anyone out there that wants any help from Celeste or is interested in the 6-pack fat freeze or any of those treatments you mentioned, then please do get in touch. All the details are below this podcast, and I'm sure you can go to her website and just have a chat like she just said.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you all for another podcast soon. Thanks, Celeste. Thank you.